Get our jingle going and get started. A very quiet jingle. So I will mute you ladies and let's get started standing up actually this morning. So a nice wide stance with your feet, a slight bend in the knees. We'll take a big breath in, reach the arms up overhead, and finding opposite elbows. So we're just going to gently sway, open up the side bodies this morning. Just bending over to the side, use the in-breath to come back to center, and then find the opposite direction. A slight bend in the knees, really grounding through the feet. And when you come back to the center, this time we're going to go all the way around. So taking the forearms parallel to the floor, inhale, breathe the air up, and we'll take another circle up, down, and around. Let that right elbow lead the way. One more revolution. We surrender, release, let go, come all the way back to center, and we'll change directions. So that left elbow leads, the side body's open, forearms parallel to the floor, then ride that breath all the way up. We have 2 more revolutions in this direction. Head is heavy. Beautiful. One more breath in, up, down, and around. And when you find yourself in that forward fold, just release the hands. You can come on your fingertips, shake out that head, spread the toes out wide, and rocking gently side to side. Relax your face. And we'll find our way now into a child's pose. So knees spread wide. Welcome, Hollywood. I see you, Jason. Hips are heavy. We'll extend those arms out in front of you, elbows a little closer towards those knees. Allow the belly to be nice and soft. And just allow yourself to settle onto your mat. You can rock your forehead side to side. We unhinge our jaw. Take another breath in here. Nice long exhale. As we find our way onto our hands and knees, we'll wag our tails side to side. And taking that left hand right in front of you, inhale the right hand high, tuck the thumb in, wrap the fingers around. We'll twist the wrist in one direction and change direction. And then scoop that right arm under, right ear to the floor. Face is soft. Root the shins into the mat. Walk that left hand to the upper corner of the mat. Take a nice breath in here. We let that go. One more inhale. Complete that exhalation. Inhale that right hand up towards the sky. And lower it down. Bump those hips side to side. And let that next inhale breath extend the left hand. Tuck the thumb in. Wrap the fingers around. Twist your wrist in one direction. And please change direction. And we'll thread that needle. So scoop that left arm under, left ear to the floor. We walk the right fingers up towards the upper corner of the mat. So root the shins here. Relax the face. Take one more breath in. We complete that exhalation, extend the left hand high. We'll lower it down and we'll find come onto our forearms and we'll take a modified cat-cow from our forearms. So the movement is more subtle, but we inhale, we reach our heart forward, lift those sits bones. On an exhale, bring your chin in, round that back body, root through the shins, lift that back body up a little further. Then inhale, sip in the breath, open up the collarbones. Forearms are rooted. On an exhale, chin in, we round that back body. Let's take 2 more here. Subtle movement, chin towards our chest, we round that back. 1 more in breath. Relax the face, chin towards the chest, we round. Then come back to neutral, hands to the mat. Let's tuck our toes under, lift our sits bones, and find our first downward dog. So we can pedal out the feet, spread the fingers wide, rooting through the forefinger and thumb, soft eye gaze towards the back of the mat, shake out that head. And we'll take those toes into that center line. Right leg lifts. We bend the right knee, stack the hips. We'll reach that right knee up towards the sky. Then please extend that right leg, step the leg forward into a low lunge, untuck the toes, and just melt those hips. We lift our heart, right toes are spread wide as we take the hand on that thigh and find that beautiful tall spine. Open up the collarbones. Now we'll extend the arms up and lower that right hand towards the floor. Fan the ribs. Breath is steady. Take another inhale. Complete that exhalation. The right hand lifts and we'll lower the opposite hand to the floor. The ribs fan wide. Looking straight ahead. Steady breathing in and out through the nose. And we'll lift that left hand up towards the sky. Beautiful, both hands to the floor. Left toes tuck under, step back into your downward dog. Pedal out the feet, shake out that head. Then the left leg lifts. We bend the knee, stack those hips, extend that left knee up towards the sky. As we're turn our chest parallel to the floor, shake out the head. Now the left leg extends, we step it forward into that low lunge, right knee to the earth, melt through those hips. Left toes are spread wide, that left foot is rooted. We take our hands now on the thigh, beautiful tall spine. Energetically draw that left heel towards the center of the mat. We'll extend the arms up towards the sky. And this time just cactus those hands open. Shake out that head. On an inhale, we'll extend our arms and we'll take 3 more like that. We fan those, we open up the elbows, cactus the hands, inhale, extend. 2 more. We're settling into those hips, cactus those hands. 1 more, we breathe in. Cactus, release, right toes tuck under, downward dog. Eyes towards the back of the mat. The rain's really started here. I don't know if you can hear that through the speaker. So keep the hands rooted and gently walk the feet towards the heel of the hands. Give yourself about a fist distance apart. This time, hands interlace behind the back body. You can always use a hand towel. Find that halfway lift, navel in and up towards the spine. As we soften those knees, crown of the head towards the floor, gently take the hands away from the back body. We shake out that head. Protecting the hamstrings of the lower back by bending those knees as much as you need to. We'll take a slight bend in the left knee, reach your chin towards that right shin. Head is heavy. And then we'll find the other side, a deep bend in that right knee, chin towards that left shin. Take those hands a little further away from the back body. Nice, we'll come back to neutral. Release the hands to the floor. Walk your feet back, we'll find our high plank. Shoulders over the wrist creases. We lift that back body, look straight ahead. Drawing that earth energy through the palms. A nice solid foundation with the feet. Take another breath in, downward dog on the exhale. Soft eye gaze towards the back of the mat. Shake out that head. Pedal out the feet. On an inhale, we find our way back to high plank again. Steady breathing. We'll take that right hand to the left shoulder and then alternate. Left hand, right shoulder. Now lift the right toes off the mat and then the left. 2 more. So right hand to left shoulder. We keep the body steady. Left hand, right shoulder. Now lift the right toes off the mat. Beautiful. And the left. 1 more. Right hand to left shoulder. Keep the body solid. We change sides. Right toes elevate. Beautiful. Left toes elevate. And slowly lower all the way down to the mat. Elbows hug in for 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. Untuck the toes. Draw those elbows in, forehead to the floor. We move from the back of our heart on an inhale. We find our baby cobra. Warming up that lower back. Forehead to the floor on the exhalation. 3 more. We connect and ride that breath up. Soft, gentle exhalation. 2 more. We're breathing. We're lowering, releasing, letting go. Last one, we find our baby cobra. Forehead to the floor. Tuck the toes under. Engage those thighs. Equally pressing the hands and feet into the mat. We find our way through high plank. Beautiful downward dog on the exhalation. Shake out that head. Our right leg lifts. Extend that foot forward. We find warrior 1. Ride that breath all the way up. Settle into those hips. And again, let's cactus those hands and we'll come onto the ball of the back leg. So on an inhale, we'll squeeze those elbows in, cover that knee. Exhale, lengthen both legs. We're breathing, we're squeezing. Opening, extending on that exhalation. Let's take 3 more. We lengthen. Last 2, we squeeze, we hover. We extend. Last one, that knee hovers. We lengthen both legs. You can straighten the arms and we'll find our first vinyasa. So hands to the floor, right leg back. Hold for just a beat in high plank. Beautiful to low. Cobra or upward dog. Downward dog, eyes towards the back of the mat. Left leg lifts. We step it forward into our warrior 1. We rise. Then we come onto the ball of that right foot. We'll take those hands out into the cactus position again. Now we squeeze in, that right knee hovers. Maybe it connects with the mat. Lengthen both legs, look straight ahead. 4 more. We're moving with our breath, taking your time. We lengthen and expand. 3 more. We squeeze, we hover. Last 2, we're moving with our breath. Looking straight ahead, this last one, that right knee hovers. We squeeze in. We lengthen, extend those hands. Release them to the floor, left leg back. Pause for a beat in high plank. Beautiful to low. Cobra or up dog. We'll meet in downward dog, eyes towards the back of the mat. Steady breathing. Shake out that head. Feeling the breath in the body. Begin to deepen that breath. Please take 1 more inhale. We let it go. We look forward, bend the knees, deep hip crease, step, hop, or jump to the top of the mat. Halfway lift. A deep forward fold. And ride that breath all the way up. And we'll cactus those hands again, shake out that head. Big breath in. And swan dive forward. Take your time, engage that core. Crown of the head towards the floor. We find that halfway lift. We step or jump those feet back. High to low plank. A cobra or up dog. Downward dog, eyes towards the back of the mat. Our right leg lifts. Step it forward into that crescent lunge. Big breath in. And we'll bring our prayer to our heart center. A full inhale here, a deep twist to the right. So that elbow outside the knee, soles of the palms connected. Take the navel off that right thigh. Maybe expand those hands. Half bind or full bind for some of you. We have 2 more breaths. Another full inhale. Complete that exhalation. We slowly find our way back through that crescent lunge. Release. Right leg back, your vinyasa. So take your time. High to low. Cobra or up dog. We meet in downward dog, eyes towards the back of the mat. Left leg extends. Lightly step it forward into that crescent lunge. So that firm foundation with the feet, eyes straight ahead. As we bring our prayer to our heart center, we lift and twist that right elbow outside the left knee. So those elbows in one plane. Again, taking that navel off that thigh. Maybe expand. Work on that half bind, full bind. We have 2 more breaths. Last inhale. We complete that exhalation, finding your way back through that crescent lunge. Your vinyasa, hands to the mat. Left leg back, high to low. Cobra or up dog. We meet in downward dog, soft eye gaze. Steady breathing here. Let that head be nice and heavy. Enjoying the breath on the back body. Opening up the backs of the legs as you draw those heels a little closer to the floor. Keep those knees as soft as needed. One more breath here. Complete that exhalation, look forward, deep bend, step, maybe hop to the top, halfway lift, forward fold, and please rise. Enjoy that breath. We cactus, our heart lifts, shake out that head, big breath in, and swan dive forward. That core is engaged. We find that halfway lift. Please step or jump those feet back, high to low. Cobra or upward dog. We'll meet in downward dog, eyes towards the back of the mat. Right leg lifts. We find our crescent lunge. Come all the way up. As we bring our prayer to our heart center, looking straight ahead, we'll push off that back leg into Virabhadrasana 3. So looking straight ahead, leveling off those hips, lifting that left leg a little higher. We find that scissor action in the hips. On an inhale, we'll lift that left knee up, unhinge the knee, and gaze over towards the left. Beautiful. We'll bend that knee back to Virabhadrasana 3 again. So take your time. Engage that core, inhale. That left knee lifts. We unhinge and twist. We'll take one more. So we start with our hands at our heart. Find your way into Virabhadrasana 3. Hips are level. Lift that back leg higher than you think you can. That right foot is rooted. Engage that core as you lift the left knee. Unhinge. Open and twist. Beautiful. We'll take that left leg to the back of the mat through that crescent lunge. And your vinyasa. Hands to the floor. Right leg back. High to low plank. Extra push-ups if you wish. Cobra or upward dog. Beautiful. We'll meet in downward dog. Soft eye gaze. Shake out that head. Our left leg lifts. Finding crescent lunge. Come all the way up. And we bring our prayer to our heart center. So you find that solid foundation with that back leg. We push off the ball of the foot into Virabhadrasana 3. So look straight ahead, engage the core, lift that right leg higher than you think you can. Scissor action in the hips. Our core is engaged on an inhale. Lift that right knee up. We unhinge and then twist towards the right. Nice. So we'll bend that right knee. Virabhadrasana 3 again. Take your time. That left foot is rooting you to the center of the earth. Straighten that right leg. And on an inhale, engage that core. Lift the knee. Unhinge as we twist. Beautiful. We bend that knee one more time, finding your way through that beautiful airplane posture. So that right knee lifts, unhinge, we twist, bend that right knee, giant step back through that high lunge, that crescent lunge to your vinyasa. Beautiful. Left leg back, high to low plank, cobra or up dog. We meet in downward dog, soft eye gaze. Slowing down that breath, equal inhalation and exhalation. We externally rotate those shoulders, bringing up that head and upper back. A soft bend in those knees, press your chest a little closer, lift through those sits bones. Open up those knees safely by drawing those heels a little closer to the floor. We take one more breath in. Nice long audible exhale. Look forward, bend the knees, step, maybe fly to the top, halfway lift, forward fold as we sit into our chair and extend those arms. Squeeze those knees energetically towards one another. Shift more weight into the heels. Now let's lift those hands a little higher. Looking straight ahead. We squeeze those knees, tail tucks under. Can you sit a little deeper? Lift those hands a little higher as we bring our prayer through heart center and fold. Crown of the head towards the floor, shake it out. Halfway lift. Step or jump those feet back, high to low plank. Cobra or upward dog. We meet in downward dog, soft eye gaze. So the right leg lifts. On an exhale, bring that right knee towards that right elbow. Maybe they connect and extend, kick that leg away. On an inhale, that same knee comes towards the nose. We round that back body. Extend, point through the toes. Now crisscross that knee to the left elbow. Maybe it connects. We extend. And lower that right leg to the mat, downward dog. Shake it out. Pedal out the feet. And we'll take the other side. The left leg lifts. And take that left knee to the left elbow. Pause, engage that core. Extend. Point through the toes. Now the knee comes to the nose. We round that back body and extend. Crisscross that knee to the right elbow. Maybe it connects. We'll extend that leg up and lower it down, finding that downward dog. Pedal out the feet. So you know where we're going. Maybe you don't. So the right leg lifts. We'll take that right knee to the right elbow and then windshield wiper it over to the left, to the right, and extend. We have two more like that. Bring the elbow to the knee to the elbow, take it to the opposite side, back to that right elbow, and we lift. Now adding on to this one, the knee to the elbow, cross it to the left, extend that right leg. So you can stay here supported, or we find fallen triangle, right, weight into that right hand, and we expand left hand up towards the sky. So using the leverage of our feet to lift the hips a little higher, find that breath, shake out that head. One more inhale. Listen carefully. On the exhale, we lower that left hand down. The right leg lifts up towards the sky. We bend the knee and stack the hips. You stay right here or we flip our dog. Feet are rooted. Open up that front body. Maybe lift the right hand up and over. Shake out that head. Use all of your feet. The feet are giving you that solid foundation to open up that back body, to open up the heart. One more inhale. With control, watch that right hand as it comes to the floor. You can just step back into downward dog. Shake it out, maybe pedal out the feet. We have the other side. So the left leg lifts. On an exhale, draw that knee to the left elbow. We take it to the right, to the left, and push that leg back. 2 more. We breathe in, move with your breath. Knee to the elbow, take it across, back to the left elbow, and we extend. Last one. Knee to elbow, to the right. Now extend that left leg. Stay supported here, great posture, or we root through that left hand, peel the right hand up. Your feet are your foundation. Lift the hips, expand through the chest, shake out that head. We've got 1 more breath. On an exhale, watch that right hand as it comes to the floor. The left leg lifts up. We bend the knees, stack the hips. Stay here or wild thing that left foot to the floor. Both feet root. We open up the front of the body. Left hand up and over. Find that breath. 1 more inhale. On an exhale, watch that left hand to the floor, downward dog, and just walk your hands back towards your toes. So slowing down our breath, you can heel toe those feet about hips distance apart, shake out that head, finding the peace fingers around the big toes, halfway lift, we lengthen through the spine, soften those elbows, crown of the head towards the floor. So slow down that breath. Notice where the breath is in the body. We're sending it all the way to the belly. Taking a quick body scan, relax your face. Maybe shake out that head a little bit. Exploring more weight into the balls of the feet. 1 more inhale. Beautiful long exhale. Now stay holding onto the toes. We'll slide the hands under the feet for some of you, or take the hands behind the calves, finding opposite elbows as those hands lower behind the calves. More weight into the balls of the feet, breath by breath. We find that resistance, back off. Allow the body to soften. To let go, to release. 2 more breaths here. Final full inhale. Let's let it go, and we'll find our way into a child's pose. So knees splay, big toes touch. Forehead to the floor, again, gently rock side to side. Feel the finger pads as they connect with the mat. Allow the body to be heavy. The belly's soft. Let's take a few more breaths here. 1 more inhale. Let's let it go as we transition back into a downward dog. Soft eye gaze at the back of the mat. Shake out that head. On an inhale, that right leg lifts. We'll step into warrior 2. Left foot on the floor. Settle into those hips. Drop a little deeper. Nice. And tracking that right knee towards the right pinky toe. We'll lift the right hand as that right knee comes toward the front of the mat. And just take that left hand out. level to the floor. We find our way back into warrior two. Now right leg straightens, triangle. So reaching the fingers forward, soften that right knee, hand to the brick, shin, maybe the big toe, left hand up towards the sky. So the fingers are fanned wide. Steady breathing. And we'll take that left hand over the left ear. 2 more breaths. 1 more inhale. Complete that exhalation. Inhale back into warrior two. Settle into the hips. Now we'll straighten that right leg. Spin the toes in, left toes out. Warrior two on the other side. So sit a little deeper. Left knee over left ankle. We'll reverse. And then take that right hand parallel to the floor. Steady breathing. We find our way back into warrior two. Left leg straightens. Bump the hips back. Triangle on the other side. So you can soften that left knee. Extend the left fingers forward. Those bottom ribs are reaching towards the back of the mat. Release the hand. Right hand up towards the sky. Steady breathing. Spread the fingers wide. Now we'll take that right hand over the right ear. Beautiful. Invite that bottom hand to meet it. For 3, 2, on 1. Back through warrior two. Now we'll straighten that left leg. Turn the toes in. Perfect setup here for a big breath in. We'll take a deep bend in that right elbow. So draw those floating ribs back into the body. Soften those knees slightly. We'll hinge forward. So the weight already goes back into the heels. Maybe find a deeper bend in those knees. Weight more into the balls of the feet. Hinging from those hip creases. Slow down that breath. Swallow a few times. Maybe lick your lips. Relax the face. We'll take 1 more inhale here. Beautiful long exhale. Use that breath, engage that core to slowly come all the way up. Beautiful. Release hands to the sides of the body. And we'll come to the other side when you're ready. A full breath in. Arms reach up and overhead. Deep bend in that left elbow. Those floating ribs come back into the body. Engage that core. Soften these slightly as you hinge forward. Beautiful long spine. Take weight more into the balls of the feet. Allowing gravity just to do its work, breath by breath. One more inhale here. We let that go. Release both hands to the floor. We'll find that halfway lift. Our legs are in that straddle position. Now turn the left toes out. We'll find Skandasana. So that left knee tracks over the left ankle. We'll flex that right foot. Support with the hands. Use a brick. Maybe take one or both hands up at heart center. Slowing it down. Modify as you need. And we'll come to the other side. So that right knee tracks over the right ankle. Softening in those inner groins, we flex the left toes. Find that support with the hands or working on our balance, maybe one or both hands at your heart center. And we'll come to the other side. One more time each side. Left knee tracks safely over the left ankle. Flex the right toes. Allow the body to relax. And we'll come to that last side. Right knee tracks over the right ankle. Left toes flex. And then finding that center line with the body, feet root. We'll take our hands on our hips, engage the core, come all the way up. As we take our heels in, finding goddess pose. So settling into those hips, we'll interlace our hands behind our head, open up those elbows, draw those floating ribs back into the body. So we'll take that right elbow to the right knee. We inhale up, other side, back to center. Now just twist to open to the right, to the left. Again, right elbow, right knee. Opposite side. We twist to the right and to the left. One more. So right elbow, right knee. Change sides. As we twist, twist, release the hands, lengthen those legs, heel toe those feet together, samastitihi. Pause and breathe here. Slowing down that breath. Taking a quick body scan. As we flutter our eyelids open, finding our way into our chair. So the fingers brush the floor. We sit low, our heart is lifted, finding those eagle arms, right elbow under left. Weight into that left foot, lift the right thigh up, over, as we spin those knees towards the center. Let's lift the elbows, the height of our shoulders. Find something straight ahead that you can focus on. Squeeze those thighs together as you sit a little deeper. So we'll keep our arms as they are. Option to find our way into Virabhadrasana 3. So we unwrap that top leg. Lift that right leg behind you. Level off those hips. Look straight ahead. Nice, Becky. And on an inhale, we'll take that wrap back up and over. Find a full breath in. A full breath out. Release everything into our equal standing pose, samastitihi. Hands at our heart center. Pause and breathe. Flutter those eyelids open. Finding our way back into chair. So the fingers brush the floor. We lift. And find that left elbow underneath the right. Wrap those arms. Weight into that right foot. Left thigh up, over. Maybe you find that wrap. Draw those knees back into the center. Squeeze those thighs together. Beautiful. As we lift those elbows the height of our shoulders and extend those forearms towards the front of your mat. So that imaginary wall is behind you. Let's sit a little deeper by bending that right knee. Our tail is tucked under. Option to stay here, or we unwrap that left thigh, exploring Virabhadrasana 3, that warrior 3. So upward dog in the chest. Take your time. And with control, we'll take that thigh back up and over. One full breath in. One full breath out. Let's release everything. Samastitihi, hands to your heart center. Pause and breathe. Slow down that breath. Notice where the breath is in the body. You begin to deepen that breath. Flutter the eyelids open. We'll take one more balance posture this morning. We'll find our dancer. That right elbow, right hip. Left arm up towards the sky. Find the inner arch of the foot. Squeeze those knees together. So look straight ahead. Find something to focus on. As we find that kicking action with the back body. So you're finding that bow-like position with the chest, the toes up and back. When you find that resistance, then we begin to reach forward, kicking and reaching equally. Play that edge. And then inhale, ride that breath back up. Beautiful. We bring our hands to our heart center, both feet on the floor. Pause and breathe. Find that reset, that foundation with our feet. We'll find the other side. When you're ready, left elbow, left hip, right arm up towards the sky. The palm is facing straight ahead. So bend the knee, find the inner arch of the foot, squeeze those knees together. From here, find that foundation. You start the posture with the kicking, the toes up and towards the back of the space. That bow-like position in the upper body. When you can't kick any further, you begin to find that reaching action with the hands. So the kicking and reaching equally. Focus straight ahead. Beautiful, Hollywood. Keep going. For 3, 2, and on 1. We reach, release the leg, hands to heart center. Let's wipe the slate clean. A beautiful big breath in. We melt forward, Uttanasana. Halfway lift. Step or jump those feet back, high to low. Cobra or upward dog. Downward dog, eyes towards the back of the mat. Please take the knees on the floor. We'll cross our ankles and roll onto our back body. Start by squeezing those knees in toward your chest. Relax the face. And then finding opposite elbows. See if you can squeeze those knees together, and from here, then draw the knees into the chest. Taking as much of the spine as possible to connect with the mat by tucking that tail down. Lick your lips. Clean your teeth with your tongue. Then we'll release both feet to the floor, setting up for 2 bridges this morning. Always the option to go into full wheel. Let's make it a moving bridge first to start. So feet root on an inhale, we lift our hips. We reach our arms up overhead. The back of the hands come to the floor. From here, root the feet, lift the front body a little higher. Then exhale, slowly synchronize the hand and back body to connect with the mat at the same time. So a few more like that. Move with your breath count. Use all 4 corners of the feet. We ride that breath down slowly. Enjoy the entire exhalation. We've got 2 more. We inhale, we expand. Lift that front body a little higher. Ride that breath down. The waves of our breath. Last one, we inhale. Let it all go. And just allow those knees to kiss. You can walk your feet out to the outer edges of your mat, a hand on your heart, a hand on your belly. Send the breath all the way down to the belly. Relax the face. We unhinge our jaw. So 1 more. We've got 1 more bridge. You can move into full Urdhva Dhanurasana, full wheel. Otherwise, feet parallel to the sides of the mat. Our palms turn up. We lift from our hip points. Option to walk those shoulders under. Interlace the fingers if that's available. Root the feet. Lift that front body. Energetically squeeze those knees together. You can support that lower back with your hands. Maybe lift up a leg. We've got 3 more breaths here. That final full inhale. Nice long exhalation, let it go. And we'll find Supta Baddha Konasana, the soles of the feet together. Allow those knees to open. You can support them with bricks. We'll take both hands on our heart center. Pause and breathe here. Quick body scan, letting go of any holding in the face. jaw, tongue. Nice, we'll take our hands outside those knees, squeeze those knees together. Let's extend the legs up towards the sky. Support your hips underneath with your hands. We take a big breath in here, straighten through those legs, head and shoulders on the floor. On an exhale, lower down a third of the way. You're leading with those heels. On an inhale, extend the legs up. Beautiful. Now leading with those heels, we find our way 2/3 of the way down. Inhale, up. And now heels a couple of inches above the floor. You can take your head and shoulders off the mat. Pulse 5, 4, 3, 2. We lift on 1. Take your feet hips distance apart. Support as needed. Straighten those legs. Leading with those heels, we come a third of the way down. Inhale those legs up. Nice. Now 2/3 of the way down. Take your time. Use that core to lift them up. Now heels 2 inches above the mat. You can look at those toes. We pulse 5, 4, 3, 2. We lift. Last set, toes touch. Support underneath those hips as needed as we lower those legs a third of the way down. We keep them there. 2/3 of the way down. Now 2 inches. Pulses 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1, we lift. Bend those knees. And just taking those hands on your knees, let's push the knees away. And then we butterfly them open and then squeeze them into the chest. So just opening up those hip sockets here. And we'll change direction, open, hug those knees together, and then draw them into the chest. Expand, push them away, and squeeze. One more. Face is soft. So cactusing those hands out to the side, let's take the knees to the left. So energetically squeezing those knees together, connect with that core, support as needed. Just allow the body to soften here. And maybe take that gaze over that right shoulder. And on an inhale, squeeze those knees back to center. And we'll drop them in the opposite direction. Or maybe take that gaze over the left shoulder. Steady breathing. And we'll draw those knees back to center. Extend those legs as we rock and roll, taking a vinyasa, or we'll meet in downward dog. Eyes towards the back of the mat. Pedaling out those feet. That right leg lifts. We find our pigeon, first pigeon of the year. Woo-hoo! Take that left leg behind you. And walk those hands forward. So 5 to 7 breaths here. Letting the hips do the work. The more parallel the shin to the front of the mat, the deeper the hip opener. So protect your knees as you need. Feel those toenails on the left foot. Notice where your shoulders are. Can you draw them away from your ears? We'll take one more breath here. Finish that exhalation. We lift our heart, weight into that right hip for our double pigeon. So the left knee stacks over the right, or we find that fire log posture, left ankle on top of right knee. So whatever posture you're working with today, tall spine, stay here, or walk those hands forward. Keep the sits bones rooted. breath by breath, maybe finding a little further extension. Our shoulders drop away from our ears. Relax the face. Nice, we'll take a twist to the right. And back through center in the opposite direction. You unwrap those legs, a vinyasa, or just step into downward dog. Soft eye gaze at the back of the mat. On a next inhalation, the left leg extends, and we find Rajakapotasana, king pigeon on the other side. Right leg extends, untuck the toes, settle into those hips, and walk those hands forward. Notice where the breath is, inviting it to go to the outer edges of the left hip. Feeling the toenails on the right foot, maybe the shins connected with the mat. Trace that breath in and out through the nose. Deepening the breath. One more inhalation. Deep, long exhalation. Our heart lifts. We transfer some weight into that left hip, finding double pigeon, right knee on top of left, or find that fire log position, right ankle on top of left. Protect the knees by flexing the feet, sits bones root. Walk those hands forward. Noticing if this side is more challenging than the other side. Two more breaths here. Final full inhale. Now we'll take a twist to the left and to the right. Unwrap your legs, extend those legs forward, finding Paschimottanasana. So we release that extra flesh from under those sits bones, flex the feet, big breath in, arms extend, soften those knees as needed as you hinge forward. Finding the ankles, the calves, the heels, allowing that front body to surrender. Feeling the breath on the back body. Protecting those hamstrings by bending those knees. We'll inhale, lift our heart. We'll take a bend in that right knee. Left foot flexed, left arm extends. Take that elbow outside the right knee as we twist. So flexing that left foot, big breath in, and we twist. We inhale, we lift through the nose, twist on the exhale. One more breath in, we twist, come back to neutral, extend that right leg, shake it out, bend the other knee, find that solid foundation with the sits bones, right foot flexes, extend the right arm, take the elbow outside the knee as we twist from the lower ab. We breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Big breath in as we twist. One more in breath. We twist, come back to center, extend that left leg, extend those arms in front of you, slowly unwind that spine. 3, 2, and on 1, settling into Shavasana, let go. Finding that next incoming breath. Gently sigh it out. Adding movement to the toes and the fingers. Extend those arms up overhead. Big breath in. On an exhale, bend those knees into your chest. Giving yourself another hug. And gently inviting the forehead to the knees, lengthening out the neck. So we draw our shoulders away from our ears. And head and shoulders back on the floor. Dropping those knees to either side of the mat. Pause for a breath or two. As we find our way slowly up to a comfortable seated position. Eyes soft or closed. A quote this morning from Jesse Mateo. Even the smallest act of caring for another person is like a drop of water. It will make ripples throughout the entire pond. So taking your hands at your heart center, bowing your forehead to your prayer as we notice the effects of our practice this morning. And let's seal class off with one beautiful Om. So we sip in that inhalation. Om. The light within me honors and recognizes the light within all of you. Happy 2023. Make it a great year.